Hey guys, Brad here. Grab your protein shake and stay locked in. Let's take a look at what happened yesterday in the Classic Physique division, which I actually found to be quite a bit more exciting than the Open. This is the top five here, and my eyes were constantly drawn to Logan. Honestly, he came out in the prejudging and looked really, really good. Mike is on point, though. I'm not saying that Logan I don't know. I feel like he was pushing him at times here, but this is your top five. You have all the way to the left, Matthew Grego, who ended up in third, had a great showing. I think he looked really, really good here. And then you got to the right of him, Logan Franklin, who I think was kind of the highlight of the show, honestly, for the Classic Physique. He was just super impressive, and I think a lot of people were just a little taken back by how well he looked. And then the center there, you have Mike Sommerfeld, who I don't know, I feel like we all kind of knew he's going to be on point and just be at one of his all time best. And he did look really good. Even though I think Logan pushed him a little bit here, it's tough to argue against Mike here, honestly. And then you have Wesley to the right. He's just, Wesley, I heard he was ill and not feeling all that great a week ago or so, and he was vomiting. I just don't think he's at his 100% here. And then next to him, you got Michael DeBoll, and Michael looked pretty good here too. I mean, all these guys, no one came like horribly off. Now this is interesting. They put Wesley on the outside. You could just see the disappointment in his face. I really honestly felt pretty bad for Wesley here because he is the reigning champion here. People had high hopes for him kind of coming into this, but I don't know. I kind of had a feeling he was going to be not that much improved, specifically in the lower half. That's been his criticism. You guys know that. And it's just, I don't know, he looked pretty stringy from the back in the lower half. Like right here, this shot here, he looks, especially that left leg, he looks pretty stringy. He just doesn't have that quad sweep from the back. And it's unfortunate that he has those kind of medial heads of his calves kind of having issues right now. He spoke on this recently. I think it was pretty recent. I mean, the last few years, his calves have really kind of changed. I guess he's had some nerve issues, and the atrophy is pretty apparent, which is unfortunate. He used to have, I would arguably say, some of the best calves in the classic, division, and now it's just another strike against him regarding that lower half. So I'm not sure what he needs to do, but he's got Stefan, Boss of Outlaw, working with him. So hopefully, they can fix some of these things yet. Because his upper body, I mean, I love Wesley. I love his physique. And then this is kind of the talk of the night here with Logan and Mike just battling it out. And I gotta say, he was really pushing Mike quite a bit. Logan was. I just found Logan to be he just was confident too. Like he's ready to get back on stage, you can tell. And I'm just really excited about how his 2025 year is going to look like. I think he still needs to qualify for the 2025 Mr. Olympia, but I think he'll have no problem doing that. I think he's just got to find a show to slip into, and he's going to do extremely well. I'm sure he's going to win and get that qualification. But I thought Logan was kind of the highlight of the night last night, and regarding this classic show. Obviously, Mike is on point, and he's yeah. I mean, he is the runner up of the 2024 Mr. Olympia next to Chris Bumstead. So it's going to be fun to see kind of the new standard of classic and who's going to be kind of on top of that. Looks like right now it's Mike Sommerfeld. He's got this momentum, but I think Logan can build some momentum too this year. And again, you got guys like Matthew Grego, who's an up and comer, who's just really looking good. He's improving every time we see him on stage. It seems like, and yeah, I think he's going to be in the mix. There's this top group of guys that are going to be in the mix, and not all of them are here today, or not. I rather last night at the Arnold Classic. Like the Kelsinskis and others, but. Yeah, this is a good group here, but I still think Logan is just so dang impressive. And I think he was unexpectedly good. uh, because he's been away for a little bit, and we're all kind of anticipating what he's actually going to look like when we see him back on stage, and he didn't disappoint. He looks fantastic here, guys. Yeah, I'm really impressed by Logan. Like I said, I could not keep my eyes off of him. My eyes were definitely drawn to him more than anybody, even Mike, because I kind of got established in my mind like Mike, he's good. He's on point. He looks conditioned. He looks hard. He looks full. And his posing was good. And he's definitely on that roll right now, coming off that, Chris Bumstead runner up, you know, at the 2024 Mr. Olympia. So yeah, it's gonna be fun to watch. But Logan here is just, I don't know. Like I said, people are kind of taken back, I think, by him because he was just unexpected. Again, we haven't seen him for a while, so we were either kind of hoping he's going to be, good or really good. It turns out that he's really, really on tonight. He looks great. He got that best poser award, which is always fun to see get because yeah, he is definitely the best poser out there, and he just looks really confident, and I at times thought it could definitely go either way. I don't think Mike just slammed that door and kind of left everybody else in the dust. That's for sure. I think Logan definitely was up there in some of the best, if not the best, package we've ever seen him at. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. This is an exciting year, I think, for Classic. I think there's gonna be a lot of jockeying for that first place, and it's gonna be interesting to see when the dust settles at the Olympia who kind of comes into that top three, top five spot. And yeah, it's super exciting for the Classic. What can I say? It was just really the highlight last night. The open show was all right, but there were some guys that were off. I felt like, I don't know, at least in Classic, everybody seemed to be just well put together. They were all taking it super seriously, as they should. This is the Arnold Classic, for crying out loud. So, yeah, it was just a good showing for a lot of the Classic guys. And then obviously here we got Mike. His posing is just so fun to watch. He's just so, I don't know, artistic, and people keep saying, yeah, he's kind of that 212. He's not really a 212 shape. He's bigger, he's more muscular, maybe he's thicker than a lot of the taller guys, but he still has those classic lines. And his posing is really good in the Classic. He hits some poses that are kind of unique that just really stand out for him and really fit his physique very well. There's one coming up that's probably my favorite pose from him. He kind of does that. I don't know what you even call that, but I'll point it out when he does it here. And yeah, obviously he's on that roll. He's going to continue to, I think, just be pushing these guys to come and show up at their best. And yeah, I think right now, like I said, he's on a roll here, and he's going to do some big things. But well, we will see specifically at the Olympia, kind of what the judges are looking for in Classic now that Chris is gone. Is it? I don't know if it's going to be a short guy versus a tall guy necessarily. I think it's just going to be somebody who's consistent enough and who just comes in like that pose right there. Right here is my favorite pose. I like that. That's a super, super good pose by him. This one right here too. Really, really artistic posing. It's just kind of fun to watch for sure. And then Wesley, and I'm not going to sit here and make this video just tearing down Wesley, but I mean, some glaring weaknesses are just going to be in his lower half. Unfortunately, it's just like he has his top half that's so dominant, so good, so wide. He usually comes in pretty decent conditioning, and he's just a little undersized from the waist down. And he just needs to get those legs thicker. The quads and the hamstrings need to come in quite a bit too. But it's just so unfortunate that he has this calf issue because he did have some of the best calves in Classic Physique. I remember watching some of his videos, a few years ago, and just actually just really commenting on or thinking that his calves are just so good. He does have some of the best calves. He did in Classic Physique, and he did a video years ago saying something along the lines like, yeah, I don't have to really worry about my calves because a body part that's my strong suit, you know, and he just felt, and I would agree that, yeah, he had very good calves. And it's unfortunate he's had some of this nerve damage and some atrophy in that medial head, that inner part there. So hopefully he fixes that. He needs to somehow regroup and figure out how he can fix these glaring weaknesses in the lower half. And I wish he will. You know, he's working with Stefan, boss of Outlaw, so I know that, you know, he should be able to help him the best he can. And they just maybe need to take a breather here and regroup and figure out what the future of Wesley's going to look like, because he's definitely got some work to do in that lower half. And he's been saying it time and time again that he's working on it, but it hasn't been showing as of late. And I really wish that that would, you know, start improving to a point where we can see that he can, you know, grow those body parts, or just to redefine those body parts and really be successful as more of a complete classic physique guy. Like I said, Matthew Grego was super impressive. I think the highlight for me was definitely seeing, you know, Logan back on stage and fighting for that top spot. And I thought at times he was going to, or potentially had the opportunity to do that for sure. He was looking good, and he was just fun to see up there. Unfortunately, the sad news of the day is Wesley dropping down to fifth place. You know, he was super disappointed with that placing, as he should be. You know, he was the reigning champion, and you know, expected to be pushing these guys. So, all right, well, that's all I got for today, guys. What do you guys think? Do you think, you know, first of all, how do you think about the result of the classic physique? Do you think that Wesley can successfully have a comeback? And what do you think about Logan's future in this year's competitions? You know, is he gonna be the top runner? Let me know your thoughts below. And if you enjoy this content, please hit that subscribe button. It really means a lot to me to grow this channel. So please turn on notifications too, so you don't miss out. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.